What is happening, everybody? I was sitting here and I figured, what the heck, might as well throw together a recent history video. I grabbed just about everything that I could grab from the races that have been won here. One was there's a couple from my buddy Ryan's win in the Christmas race. There's a few here from my brother's win with I think it was a spring quarter mile with his faster than ever M80, and a couple here from the recent chase race that was just one that I just posted earlier today. Alright, we'll get started. I tried to get as many together as I could think of. Sorry if I left anybody out, but this is what I could find offhand putting it together. I put this together in like the last, I don't know, 8 minutes. But here we go. We're gonna start out with this one. I don't really remember which race this was in. It's definitely not the way it was raced. The inside weight's the same. But I've recently added this roof weight within the last like 3 months, and the gold hot ones. It used to sit on Rail Riders, but I did. This was one of my entries. I don't know if it was in the Christmas race or not, but it was in one of those races. It did okay. It used to have faster than evers on it, and then I stole those faster than evers and put them in something else. And it sat on Rail Riders, and I wanted to get it back out racing. Had a perfect set of gold Ultra Hots from a Ferrari that worked perfect on it, and that's where you're at. But it still competes. We got a Cracker Jacks custom, not one of his best ones, but I mean that's what you'll find on a lot of these. I mean, you know, people started from the bottom, and you know, now they're here. You know, I guess that's how the song goes. But anyhow, but that's not what this video is about. It's just racing history and just cool stuff. But yeah, this is from Cracker Jacks. This is, I mean, a weighted faster than ever Nova. Definitely on the right path, which I believe it is still pretty fast. Just like a mistake that I did. This was my first ever wheel swap, which I didn't grab the 57, but I took Bugatti wheels and a faster than ever Bugatti, and I swapped them to a Hot Wheels Racing 57 Chevy, which was pretty cool in my eyes. And it was before the big Bugatti craze. It was when you were still $1 or $2. But I still have the body, which I'm gifting it to William Witters, you know, from that package the other day. He wanted it. I don't know if I'm gonna put wheels on it yet and give it back to him, or let him decide what wheels he wants to put on it. But either way, I'm gifting it to him. You know, it's my first ever mess up slash, you know, faster than ever wheel swap. So hopefully you can sit on a nice set of Rail Riders and be appreciated. Next up, we got Scott Dunlap. Scott Dunlap Custom. That was in the chase race. It's got a mid-drift frame, faster than evers, full-on custom, pretty sweet. Next up, we got Nick Devers. I would have showed his van, but I have it tore apart right now. I'm trying to make it just a pinch better. I think it's a good idea, and I'm going to try to help him figure out his new van that he's working on. So I'm going to experiment a little bit with that. But he had this in the chase race. It's got Copo front wheels on it, and some fat red wheels on the back. Next up, I'm not sure if this is right, but I believe this was Josh's. I don't recall which race this was in, but yeah, I remember it is pretty fast. I mean, it's all stock, but it does have the weight down in the secret compartment. But I remember this thing is super fast. And this is Ghost Jerkers entry. This was in the same race. Got a screw ripping gears and the troll hanging on with his mouth hanging open. So with this being a color changer, it's got faster than ever axles in it, as you can see right there. That was a pretty sweet entry. I believe that was from the Christmas race, actually. Those were won. This one I believe was Josh's. This one was Manny's. This one's Josh's, I do believe. Sprocket that he did up with the checkered flag. Still a pretty cool piece. Next up we got earlier Scott Dunlap custom. This is Avalanche. This is a pretty sweet truck. I don't know how fast this is. It hasn't ran down the track in a long time, but it is in my collection anyways. Next up we got a snack related mishap. This was from his first race that he entered with me. This thing's actually pretty quick. It's a little top heavy, but when it holds the ground it runs pretty good. Next up we got my Porsche Outlaw that won the recent chase race. It's actually won a stack of supers. And it's getting retired after this. This is probably one of the fastest cars I built, and my new favorite car. I'm gonna be making a twin of this car for my spring quarter mile, so you guys better watch out, because I can't donate this one, you know, or take the chance on it, because it's gotta go in my racing collection. Next up, we got my first ever quarter mile contest win with my stock entry Kenworth. This was a stock right out of the package, and it still runs with ultra fast modified cars to this day. This is probably one of the fastest trucks I've ever encountered. It actually ran within a truck length, well, or semi length of faster than ever's all year champ. So yeah, this thing is pretty fast. But yeah, this won me my first ever quarter mile contest in the stock class. Next up we got the first ever stock class winner by Gino Gomez, which he gifted back to me later on, and you know, through the years. This car is super awesome, and I still do not have this car carded to this day, but I do have it open. It still competes a little bit with me when I race my brother, but nonetheless, real nice of him to gift that to me. Next up we got Matt Carroll's Orange Track Posse's Escalade, which won my latest stock class in the fall quarter mile contest. This thing is ultra fast, probably the fastest fresh open car I've ever seen. But yeah, sweet ride. I had to have it in my collection. We did a little trade so I could keep it here. I really another thing I'm missing Ghost Jerkers modified that won with this. It's his Can't Drive 55 Matchbox van that he competed. Maybe one day Ghost Jerker will come off of it and let me have it. Well, I mean, I'd even do a nice trade for it. But actually I'd do a nice trade for it. But either way, even if you want to keep it, I could definitely understand that. I know how some of them get to me. But next up, a stunt semi that I used to jump down the steps when I was younger. As you can tell, it got pretty rough. But it is faster than ever swap now, and I definitely use it. It's not, I mean, it's pretty fast. I never use it in a high level race, but nonetheless I like it. So it's got the speedometer maxed out on the hood. Next up, we got a Chuck McCory. That's a nice Shadow Jet, blue wheels, runs pretty good. I don't mean to rip through these next ones, but I'm running out of time. I'm up to 10 minutes, so I'm gonna kind of go through this back row kind of quick. Next up, we got Faster the Dragster. I believe this is one of his first ones, not the first one, but one of the first ones. And then we got Dayton of Flames' Fiat. We got Gabba Devil's latest entry. He had that in the chase race. He sent it for the fall quarter mile, but mix up in the mail. But it did really good. I mean, I was really surprised how fast this was. It actually raced a really fast noodle head, so other than that, I think it would have did really good. Next up, we got, well, it's not glued anymore, that won my only Christmas race. This was my buddy Ryan's super van. Had to race him for it, and I won it, so now it's a part of my racing history collection. Next up, we got a Hot Wheel Racer Mike bus, which he also sent in a prison bus with it that was filled with BBs. And then Ryan won it with this van, and then he Faster never swapped it, and then ended up racing in another one, but it lost. So I do not own that still. I believe Faster the Dragster won it in his first comp. Yeah, Faster the Dragster owns that. He won it when he won the first time with this Kenworth. This was also in a race. It used to have Faster than Evers in its same weight combo, but yeah, it used to be Faster and Evers swapped. I entered this in a race. I believe it got second or third. Next up, how you guys know I love my stalkers. This was the first ever stalker that I had, and I ran it through the sandbox and the dirt and grit when I was a kid, and it didn't roll. I still owned it. I tore it down, stripped the paint off of it, painted it black. That's not a true red interior. I painted the interior red and put Faster than Evers on it, and I still own my first stalker to this day that I race. It's unweighted, just Faster than Evers swapped. Next up, we got a recently gifted Scott Dunlap car that he gave me. I really like this car. This thing is by far clean. Runs very, 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 very nice also. And next up, we got my sleeper van, which I have $1.20 in this. I bought it for 25 cents out of a beater box. It's missing 3 wheels. I beat her Faster and Ever swapped it, and I reweighted it before this last race, and it did pretty. It got third in my chase race for all the supers. So it's been saved 3 times. Once by my buddy Ryan in the first Christmas race, once by my brother in the spring quarter mile with his M80, and actually the fall quarter mile with his M80, and then saved by my Porsche in the chase race. And next up, we got Matt Carroll's Noodle Head, which I won this in the chase race. It was down to this in my Porsche, and this thing is ultra fast also. Then before my time runs out, my Neat Streeter. This is one of my first cars. Always had the inserts in the bottom. It's weighted and Faster and Ever swapped. It used to never roll the whole time I played with it when I was younger, but now it's super fast. Alright guys, a little bit of racing history. Can't wait until the next race pops up. Till next time guys, peace out.